I'm Wanda. You know that weird family everyone jokes about having? Well, mine takes the prize. Growing up, I thought it was totally normal to dance in circles, chant, and light candles for literally everything. For my 6th birthday party, my aunts made a giant pentagram out of glitter. When I started middle school, I was given a billion charms for protection. And the only thing it protected me from was friends. To be honest though, at first I thought it was fun. Then I turned 10 and they cut my hair off for some ritual. And that's when it hit me. My family wasn't just weird. They were weird with a capital W. On top of that, as we grew older, Vicki started getting super insane. It was obvious Mom loved her more. Vicki has a natural talent for special things, and she's beautiful. That's just because she looks like you and I don't. So Vicki was bugging me nonstop when she wasn't helping Mom and my aunts with spells and magic. Oh yeah, I was never allowed to participate in any of the witchy things they did. But I was always the one getting experimented on. Get out of the way, loser. We're setting up a pentagram. Move it, cow! You don't come in until way later. I gladly turned to other things and eventually found my true passion, fashion. Yep, I loved fashion so much that I saved my small lunch money every week to buy fashion magazines, dreaming I'd design fashion for normal folks. But I don't know why Vicki had to do everything to destroy my dreams. One day when I was 16, I walked into my room and found Vicki dumping my entire wardrobe onto the floor. Hey, those are mine! Not anymore. I'm changing my style. Mom told me I could take them. I stormed downstairs to find Mom poring over a spell book, all dressed alike, all glaring at me like I just interrupted the most important moment of the century. Mom, tell Vicki to leave my clothes. What am I supposed to wear? Mom waved me off, not even looking up. I'm sure you'll find plenty of ideas in those fashion magazines you spend all your money on. Ugh, I was totally done with this family. I stormed out of the room and grabbed my scissors, stitched up some of those ugly black bed sheets, and made myself a killer 2-piece outfit. Luckily, though, I didn't have to put up with this nonsense for too long since high school eventually ended and I finally got accepted at my favorite fashion school away from home. I was thrilled that I would finally be able to live a normal life now. But little did I know that running away from crazy in my life was not going to be as easy as I thought. You see, I moved and rented a small apartment from the money that I saved from some stitching gigs. When I left my apartment on the very first day of college, an old woman walked up to me. She grabbed my hand and started staring at it. "You are cursed! You are cursed! You are not who you think you are!" What? "Child, you are special." What? Who? You know what? I don't even want to know. I just left a whole coven of witches. Ugh. I snatched my hand away and ran, but I ended up missing the bus, so I had to basically run the whole way to college so I wouldn't be late. But as soon as I entered the building, I bumped into something hard. And I know what you're thinking, but no, it wasn't a hot guy's hard abs. It was a rack. Yep, I ran into a clothing rack.
First day stress, huh?
As I lay there on the ground rubbing my head, I looked up and almost gasped. The guy standing in front of me was gorgeous. He looked like Thor or something. Ugh, I'd run into a hot guy's clothing rack on my very first day. I jumped to my feet and saw all the stunning outfits on the rack. "Did you design these? These are gorgeous." But before he could respond, I realized I was already late, so I asked him where room 202 was. He grinned at me, making my heart jump.
Jump on board, young one. I'm heading that way.
I jumped on the clothes rack and the guy easily pulled the whole thing like I weighed nothing. After that day, Tito and I became best friends. He was a second year and he introduced me to all his friends. I finally felt normal and accepted. But my happiness was short-lived and stayed only for the first semester. One day after classes, I got home only to find yellow candles all around and even on my bed. I gasped in horror. This could only mean one thing, and I was so not ready for it. Surprise, sis! Aren't you happy to see me? I also got accepted here. What? How? I used all the clothes you left home as my portfolio, and they loved it. But that's cheating. Yeah, well, I had other ways I could use. But why use magic when I could cheat, right? Anyways, I'm staying here. Move your stuff. What? Why? No! I don't want to waste money on an apartment. Now move! I was furious, but this fight would have to wait till I got back. Right now, Tito was waiting for me. He'd lined an audition for me that I had to get to. So I rushed out, but when I got to the place, he had called me. It was total chaos. Apparently, there was a fashion show starting soon. Hey, can someone tell me where the manager is? Instead of replying, someone dragged me behind the stage. They thought I was a model.
You are late. Get changed, pronto.
I'm not a model! But he just threw an outfit into my arms, so I decided to give it a chance, for fun. I barely managed to dress as I stumbled out, but it was a disaster. All the cameras were on me. No lies, I really tried to do a nice, sexy catwalk, but suddenly my mind went all foggy. An image of Vicky's yellow candles flashed before my eyes, and I tripped. In horror, I realized I had ripped the custom outfit, and all the cameras had caught the moment of my sheer humiliation. By the time I finally managed to get off the stage, the manager was in tears.
You messed everything up!
Wait, I don't even know what's going on. As I made my way to him to smooth out the confusion, Tito dashed towards me and pushed me. Hey, what's... The words were barely out of my mouth when a big light fell exactly where I was standing moments ago. Tito had saved me. I was devastated, and when I got home and found Vicki had dumped all my stuff in the storage room and hers were scattered all over my room, I was furious. I started throwing her stuff out of the window. Get out of my house! You have been here one day, and somehow my life is already a disaster. But she just laughed. Oh, why, thank you. I did put in special effort into the spell today. But she refused to leave and instead threatened to call up Mom. I already knew what she'd say, so I gave in. Fine, stay. But you take the spare bedroom. This is mine. The next morning, my video was everywhere. On TikTok, Instagram, even Facebook. I was so embarrassed I turned off my phone and stayed in bed. Several days went by like that. Finally, one day, Tito came to see me.
Let me in, Wanda. It's okay. No one remembers the video anymore.
Go away!
I won't leave until you see me. I got you your favorite donuts.
I'm cursed. If you stay with me, you'll get cursed too.
I don't care, Wanda. As long as I'm with you, I can break any curse.
Hearing him say that made my heart beat like crazy, and I finally opened the door. What do I do now? My life is ruined. Suddenly, Tito did something that made me blush like crazy. He hugged me.
No, it's not. Nothing can ruin your life as long as I'm here.
Then, as I turned beet red, he grinned at me and said we were going to the amusement park. But just as we left the apartment, I saw the same old gypsy I had met before. I got goosebumps and knew I should probably talk to her. So I tried to chase after her, but she had disappeared in an instant. For a second, I thought I was spiraling. But then Tito was there again, making me feel all warm and fuzzy and safe. So, to the amusement park we went. We took some water slides and even went on the Ferris wheel. I kid you not, I felt like we were on a date, and it was great. That is, of course, until we got on the roller coaster. As soon as we got to the top of it, the electricity went out. Everyone started screaming. And I get it. I mean, it was terrifying to be that high. It's all because of me. I know I'm cursed.
Curses aren't real.
I was born to a witch mother, Tito. My sister's always trying to cast spells on me, and I think she may have succeeded. Just then, the power came back on, and we got the heck out of there.
Hey, I have something to tell you. I got you an interview for fashion reporting at Vogue. They want someone young and unique.
Oh my god, what? Oh, thank you! I was ecstatic. Vogue! It was my dream job. I got so carried away with daydreaming that I didn't notice a huge sign in front of me. I want to know if there's something to be known. And as soon as I stepped into the tent, I gasped. The woman in front of me was the same gypsy who had told me I was cursed. Are you following me?
Child, you chose to walk in here. Well, since we're here, might as well make it count. Take tarot.
The woman immediately began shuffling cards and spread them out on the table.
Mother, no. Two families. Dark magic is afloat.
I could barely understand what she said, but as soon as she mentioned 2 families, something clicked. But then suddenly she snapped up and she looked straight at me.
You hold special energy, and it affects everyone.
What do you mean 2 families? Is my family not my real family?
This guy has the answers you're looking for.
As we left the tent, I laughed. Well, that answered nothing. I had even more questions now, but she has a point. Maybe I am adopted. After all, I look nothing like Vicki or Mom or any of my 6 aunts. And why you have the answers? But Tito didn't seem to find this funny.
Wanda, I just remembered. My mom is sick and I have to take her to the doctor. I'll call you a cab.
It was then that I realized something really weird. I'd known Tito for almost a year, but I didn't really know anything about him. This was the first time he had mentioned he even had a mom. But before I could point that out, he was gone. And for the first time ever, I had a sinking feeling about Tito. Could I trust him? That night, I went to sleep feeling disturbed by all these thoughts. And I had a terrible nightmare. I had to do something about this. So the next morning, as soon as the sun rose, I took out my car and I went home. Mom had some explaining to do. When I got home, though, no one was there. So I let myself in. I looked everywhere and found nothing. Was I going mad? Was I wrong? Maybe the gypsy was mad and I was crazy to believe her. But just then, I noticed the one room I was never allowed into growing up. The basement. I grabbed a torch and headed down. It was full of stuff. Old dusty papers and spell books. And were those goat's eyeballs? Ew! I wanted to gag, but I pushed through and finally found it. An old newspaper with a picture of me. It read, "Missing child." But the parents in the paper weren't my parents. They were someone else. The woman actually looked like me. But to my disappointment, their names and numbers were torn off. I was horrified. So it was true. I was either adopted or kidnapped or something. But I had another family. Just then I heard some noise upstairs and ran out. Do you want to tell me about this? For the first time in my life, Mom looked shocked.
Wanda, dear, what are you doing here?
Don't pretend, Mom. Just tell me the truth. What is this all about? Am I adopted or kidnapped or what?
Oh, honey, this is nothing. You're my daughter. I just saved that because I thought the girl looked so much like you.
What?
Oh, yes. I saw this ad and I felt so sorry for the poor child who looked so much like my own darling that I couldn't help but save this.
Then she tried to hug me with so much love that I almost believed her.
You know what, honey? Get some sleep. We'll talk about it when you wake up, okay? I love you.
I was super tired, so I decided to take a quick nap, but I couldn't sleep. I just lay there in my bed with my eyes closed when suddenly the door opened and one of my aunts tiptoed in. Quick, she's asleep. Immediately, Mom and the other 6 aunts were inside surrounding my bed. I knew they were up to something, so I pretended to sleep while keeping an eye on them. Mom opened her spell book to the memory erasing spell, and they all gathered around me. For the first time ever, I felt terrible dread. I never really believed in magic like that, and always thought these spells were just fun to them. But right then, I was getting worried. What if they actually managed to erase my memory? I couldn't take it anymore and jumped out of bed. What the heck are you doing? What are you hiding from me? Mom immediately tried to tell me some lie again, but I was so done with her gaslighting. I knew I wouldn't get any answers from her. So I ran back home to my resort. Under the door, I could see flickering candles, and I heard a low chanting sound. I opened the door ever so slightly, and what I saw made me gasp. It was like my nightmare had turned into reality. There she sat, Vicki, surrounded by candles in a pentagram. And she was burning a photograph of me. Then she picked up another picture, and as she lowered it to burn it, I gasped. It was a photograph of Tito and me. Furious, I threw my door open. Just what the heck do you think you're doing? For the first time ever, Vicki actually looked guilty, but did she back off? Hell to the no. I'm doing what I want to do. Ruin your life. Why? What have I ever done to you? Why do you hate me so much? Sisters? I hate you. I hate that they think you're so special. Special? Mom clearly loves you more. I'm like an extra in this family. Oh, you are an extra, but they don't see it. They think you've got some stupid special powers and that you're too strong, but I'm not scared of you. I know the truth about you, even if you don't. Truth? Yes, please tell me. What do you know about me? I immediately showed her the picture and demanded to know who I really was. Suddenly, Vicki looked horrified. She jumped up and tried to run out, but I grabbed her. Just tell me the truth. What do you know? Finally, she gave in. I don't know everything, but all I know is that you aren't my sister. You just showed up at the door one day when we were 5 and you didn't have any memories. Mom said she sensed you had great powers, so she kept you with her. I gasped, and Vicki immediately pushed me off her. Now you see why I hate you. I had to share everything with you for no reason, even my mom, and we never got any of your powers. Then she ran out, leaving me stunned. What was going on? What powers? These people were legit crazy. They kept me away from my family for years because they thought I had some stupid powers. Who were my real parents? Were they still looking for me? How would I ever find them? How would I ever trust anyone ever again? My whole life was a big stinking lie. Thinking all this, I burst into tears. Just then, a strong pair of arms wrapped around me.
Oh, don't cry, Wanda. Please don't cry. I heard everything.
I wanted nothing more than to throw my arms around Tito and weep. But then I remembered how strangely he had behaved the last time we met, and I pushed him away. Get away from me! Who are you? Are you in cahoots with these crazies? Did they send you to keep an eye on me? Are you after some stupid powers? Because I swear I don't have any!
No, I swear, you have it all wrong, Wanda.
As he trailed off, he looked a bit guilty. Oh, I knew it. But to my surprise, he kneeled next to me and said,
I'm here to take you to your real family. They hired a private investigator, and a few months ago, I discovered it was you. But I've been waiting for the right moment to tell you. I didn't want to overwhelm you with the truth all at once.
What? What are you talking about? Finally, he told me the truth. My real parents had been looking for me since they lost me at the park when I was just 5. I had apparently walked away and ended up at Vicky's mom's place. Then Tito did something amazing. He picked up his phone and called my mom, my real mom. And the rest, as they say, is history. I finally met my real family after 16 years. My parents were super wealthy and I was an only kid. When we met, we cried and cried. Later that evening, Tito and I walked through my family's orchard. For once, my life felt better. No weird chanting, no candles, no insane twins sabotaging my dreams. You hid it from me for months.
I was waiting for the right time.
Well, you'd better make it up to me.
How about a date?
I laughed, throwing my arms around him. It's a yes. As for my crazy family, Tito wanted me to report them, but I couldn't. Despite everything, I felt some sympathy for them. Instead, I chose to leave them behind and move on, far from their shadow.